All right, welcome back to Sharp Edge News TV. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back, welcome back. Awesome. Another week. We have some things to bring you up to speed. Without any further ado, let's just welcome High Chief Oladimeji Abitogun, Editor-in-Chief and Publisher, SharpEdgeNewsTV.com. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. It's good to return this hour, and then our sincere appreciation to our teaming audience out there. We say good morning. In some parts of the world, we say good afternoon to some people, and to others, we say good evening, particularly in the United States of America and Canada.
Yay. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I just posted this to the wrong place. Let me delete this. I was trying to post it. All right, good. So we do have some stories, like I said, some specials to cover today. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this first one here. We're talking about the earpiece saga and all of the stories that's been going on, the trending news around earpiece and the competition. Let me see here. 1 second. Let me just scramble it a little bit here in the studio. All right, good. I think we're good to go. We're good to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play this, and then we'll take it from there. I'm sure you have a special report for us on that. All right.
Effect on the economy, particularly in Nigeria, since the momentous launch of Airlines Lagos to London route. We have witnessed a seismic shift in both air travel accessibility and economic dynamics. The introduction of this route has not only expanded travel opportunities for Nigerians, but has also sparked a notable impact on airfare prices as more carriers compete in this lucrative route. We've observed a gradual decline in ticket prices, making international travel more affordable now for passengers. However, beyond the immediate implications for travelers, the ramifications extend deep into the aviation and economy sectors. Increased competition fosters innovation and efficiency within the aviation industry, while simultaneously stimulating economic growth through enhanced connectivity and trade opportunities. Tonight, we explore the multifaceted impact of this development on the Nigerian aviation. And
all right, so that's the trending news right now. This particular story has garnered a lot of attention, and to my surprise, I actually didn't pay attention. But when I was pulling up some of the trending news for the week, it came up, and funny enough, 10 minutes later, you called me. So it's interesting. Bring us up to speed, sir, with regards to this. What's going on with this story?
Yeah, indeed. Let me start by saying that whatever we have had Mr. Allen Onyema, the chairman of Airpeace, whatever we have had him, the wonders is done concerning London-Lagos route. That also should happen between continental America and Nigeria in particular, but Africa in general. We must commend him. What he has done is to change the narrative about us always kissing up to Western interests, businesses, when it comes to the aviation industry. Particularly, you would notice that until about a month or two ago, if anyone wanted to book a flight between Lagos and London, it became practically a hellish experience. Yes, at some point, tickets for first class flights were going for as much as 18 million naira, business class between 14 million and maybe 16. It was so high. The minimum would be around maybe 10 million. And for other classifications, say economy and economic comfort, you could be talking of anything from between 4 million to 7-8 million. So, Mr. Onyema, don't forget he has a track record of trying to show up whenever Nigeria is in dire straits, concerning whether you're talking of evacuation of stranded students from Ukraine, you're talking of the war situation in the Sudan, and so on and so forth. He probably doesn't even pay attention to the fact that Nigerians that are genuinely Nigerian have been keeping track of his good deeds, his good works, what he has been doing pro bono et publico, since he's been doing for the good of the Nigerian public. And so this is like an icing on the cake of his good deeds, demonstrating enormous kindness, enormous humanity towards the Nigerian country, Nigerian populace. Because you would, where others will want to act in a predatory way, say for instance, the cement industry magnates or conglomerates in Nigeria, where they make things difficult and they try to do price gouging. Mr. Onyema has shown a difference there. He is indeed not just pan-Nigerian, he is Mr. Nigeria. Probably much more than those that are even voted into offices. So what he did was to study the situation. He brought out the contradictions and the politics of that sector, and then said, what these people have been doing has been hurting the Nigerian economy so badly, hurting so much that was even contributing to the loss and the erosion of the value of Naira, Nigeria's currency. So he looked at it that all things being equal, everything put on the table, there must be a realistic price that Nigerians could pay. So instead of the 4 million plus that people have been paying to go to London or to shuttle between London and Nigeria, he pinned it down to 1.2 million. That's what you will pay when you go on Air Peace.
And then to get to Gatwick.
Yes. He's not even allowed to fly to Heathrow because of the politics that is involved. The deception that is involved, the mendacity with which European countries deal with African nations, particularly Nigeria, because they know Nigeria is that sleepy giant, and once it wakes up, Africa would indeed be free, not only politically, but in all other ramifications, including economic. So he went after that. Guess what? The thing that was a business class that was going for maybe 8 million, 40 million, or whatever, he brought it down to like 4 million, 3 million. And first class, I think, is 5 million with Air Peace. So Europeans got mad. They responded by making it difficult for people to get through, go through, what do you call it, clearance when they arrive Gatwick. Even at Gatwick, from what we have gathered, what we later find out, his flight, his schedule, his operations are restrained to what you would call the innocuous places there. They are not given conspicuous and what you will call very clear presence. Just every attempt at undermining Air Peace operations. When these people come to Nigeria, whenever they come to Africa, they are given all the cooperation they want. But since Mr. Onyema said Nigeria and Nigerians indeed must be free, You've seen all kinds of politics, and there wasn't it all at the moment. Once they saw that everything was cascading in terms of prices, the flight amount, the government in Europe and indeed Britain, they stepped in by encouraging those airlines, subsidizing flights, and then airlines started, yes, airlines started saying, "Oh, you can come on board, come and pay $150, $300." So
Yeah.
they're almost giving a run for his money, for his good heart, and there are only two responses. I think the competitors and those who are engineering this kind of high-level conspiracy should be dragged before World Trade Organization, WTO. One, because what they are doing is antitrust. They can recommend all kinds of bitter economic pills for African leaders to push down the throat of their citizens. But
can they sustain? So there's market forces involved in this. This is not just this is not a play of righteousness now. There's going to be market forces. We know, like you just mentioned, they are being subsidized, so they can afford to play this game they are playing. So, can Mr. Onyema afford to play this game?
That is where the Nigerian government must come in. If they are going to play that kind of dirty game, Nigeria too must be ready to go head to head with them and give him all the subsidy. If they are saying, oh, $150, $300, Nigerian government should subsidize them heavily. Maybe let the flight the amount to be paid come down to $75, $50. When it has become that kind of a banjo thing, yes, Britain will know that this is a serious issue. And this is not just something to be done exclusively for Mr. Onyema's airpiece. They should also think of extending the same cooperation and support for all other Nigerian airlines. One other thing that has been on, we may not like the politics of the aviation minister, Festus Keyamo, his politics. That is different from his governing style right now. The way he's been trying to create a leeway going there to negotiate lease arrangement for Nigerian Airlines, because whether you're talking of American Airlines, you're talking of British Airways, those people don't own any airplane directly like that. They're always getting things on lease. It's not been like that with Nigeria, but with the coming of Keyamo, they are looking at it that, okay, whatever the complications were in the past, the dishonest standards with which some of the operators in that sector in Nigeria carried on, all that should be addressed now and make sure that there is some high degree of integrity and honesty. When they get planes on lease, they should be able to fulfill the terms and conditions involved. And when those things are, those planes are to be withdrawn by maybe Boeing or Airbus, pardon my slip of tongue, by Airbus, Nigerians should not rush to court to get any phony court ruling that will tie down those planes. That said, the sand is shifting, the standard is improving. Whether it's the government or individual players in Nigeria, when they do well, we must commend them. And Mr. Onyema is indeed a rare breed of Nigerians. And then some people were trying to introduce another ethnic dimension into the Isiago outfit, often done by the crew of Air Peace.
Right.
What is that nonsense? What we know, whether you are in Babariga, whether you are in Kaftan, or you are in Buba and Shoro.
What is so special about the outfit? Can you be a little bit specific? What was it that about the outfit?
They are saying that the crew, the host and hostesses, they are projecting Igbo culture. So are they saying Igbo culture is not Nigerian? We own all this. We can care less about how they dress. And some of us would even be wearing the Isiagu, and we should, make.
So the red apparel with the little pattern on it, that's the Isiagu. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes. Okay. It is iconic of Igbo culture. But beyond Igbo culture, it is quintessentially Nigerian. And we all must be proud of what that airline is doing, what Mr. Onyema is doing. Look at his intervention concerning sports icons the other day. Those Nigeria as a nation has forgotten. He brought them practically to life. Instituted foundation alongside the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs and other individuals. And these people were celebrated. The honor Nigeria refused to confer on them, he has given to them. Through him, we knew that people like the fantastic goalkeeper Emmanuel Okala and so many others are still alive. He collaborated with Chief Segun Odegbami to get that done. So Onyema is a rare Nigerian, and this is what we are saying. Don't look at anybody through any ethnic or tribal lens.
Yeah.
Look at the nation. Look at the nation.
Some people can't help it. They can't help it.
What a pity.
Either we're talking about race or tribal, or it's just their way. It's their perspective on life, and they're always they're actively, maybe subconsciously looking for division.
Yeah, that's a shame. And if they choose to be lost souls, who can redeem them now? But the good works of people like Mr. Onyema is enough as living testament to the possibilities and the exceptionalism of Nigeria and Nigerians. Kudos to him. But whatever he has done between London and Nigeria must be replicated between the United States and Nigeria. We are waiting for that to happen. And we'll give him all the support.
I think one of his statements that they're acquiring some new aircraft, and they are also shooting for
at the last count. At the last count, Airpeace has, this man singularly has about 34 airplanes. It's not even until after the vulgar classification by Forbes as a billionaire in Africa. Yet he has such staggering wealth, and he deploys it for the glory of Nigeria and Nigerians.
All right.
So he's been doing flights to China. He's been going everywhere, South Africa, the impossible places in the past. You find him there. And when Nigerians are stranded, he's using that. So the direct acquisitions now will be cushioned, mitigated. I don't call it palliative. We call it stimulus for his operations. Will come through the lease agreement that would take place, that will take off between leading airline manufacturers across the globe. We can only wish him well, and we can only encourage him. And we would always speak to the possibilities within Nigeria and the Nigerian government to make sure that this man does not get tired.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Shout out to Natu. Natu is in the chat. She says, hola. She says, Onyema is the MVP. She says, may Airpeace succeed in Jesus' name. That's awesome. Thank you, Natu.
I say amen. I agree with him completely.
Amen. All right. So do us a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow, especially if you want Airpeace to win. We appreciate you. But we've got some more to cover today. We'll be back in 20 seconds. All right, welcome back. Let's listen to
Your
this.
words were very, very clear on January 11th, 2021. You said that President Trump's rhetoric and actions contributed to the insurrection. No other president in American history has contributed to an insurrection. So please explain, given the fact that you believe he contributed to an insurrection, how you can say we should have him back in the Oval Office.
It's not, because for me, it's not about him as much as it is having a Republican administration, Republican secretaries, Republican rules, a sense where states' rights comes first, individual rights comes first, parents' rights comes first. We're going to have a pro-business economy. We're not going to have a cancel culture that has really infiltrated all across America. It's not about Trump with me. It's about bringing those more...
But he will be the president.
Right? I'm the governor of the live free or die state, bringing that mentality back.
That doesn't make any sense to me, Governor. I'm sorry. You're saying it's not about Trump. You're saying he would be the president. And you've said he's someone who's contributed to an insurrection.
I understand it doesn't make sense to you, George, but look at the polls. What you're telling me is you don't understand why 51% of this country is supporting Donald Trump. They're not crazy. They're not MAGA conservatives. They're not extremists. They want culture change.
All right. So, all right. Let me bring you up to speed, sir. Some guy is clashing with a GOP governor over Trump support.
Yeah, Stephanopoulos is interviewing the governor of New Hampshire, right?
Correct. Yes, correct. Yep.
Now, what you find in the governor of New Hampshire is a complex character, confused personality. Months back, he was the one that was calling Donald Trump out for being un-American and less presidential, inciting the public to insurrection, an outright coup to reject the result of a free and fair election. Today he is here manufacturing his own poll figure, saying that 51% of Americans, unless this man is watching other polls results, different from what
are you disagreeing with the 51%? What is the actual number if it's not 51%?
See, at the time last week it dropped to 47 apiece for both Biden and Donald Trump, and today Joe Biden is in a clear lead.
That is scary. 47% is actually still scary to me.
Well, know that some of us Americans are really crazy. Some of us are indeed very crazy.
Wait, so you're saying we're crazy?
Some of us have never been. See, some of us have never been on the strongman leadership before or governance before. So, like you and I, who witnessed what it was, how crazy it was to live under a despotic leader like Sani Abacha. Would you want such a character to come back to office? And Americans have seen a foretaste of what kind of character, what kind of person Donald Trump is. If they legitimize him, bringing him back into office, which is why everybody doesn't want him to, or let me say majority of the people, don't let me make a sweeping statement. I suspect majority of Americans, particularly women now, I mean, see, when you go into the scriptures, Jesus will say, when you look to the east and you see the cloud gather, you know what sign it is, that something is to come. Every rainstorm. Understand? When you see Republicans losing seats in a place like Alabama, losing seats in places like Georgia, in Kansas, off-season election, and just because the issues in those elections, New York, remember, excuse me, those issues were driven. The issues on the ballot was the issue of choice, and I mean the abortion thing, Roe v. Wade. Women are really up in arms against Donald Trump at the moment. So you see, they're focusing on abortion rights, but women are looking at the time in which, I mean, the past in which they were practically living in subjugation, in slavery, and they are going to reject everything like that. That is the trend, the emerging trend. So, educated Americans too, with their liberal orientation and leaning, would vote against Donald Trump. So it's beyond what the governor of New Hampshire wants.
Just to interrupt you for a second, sir. Pardon me, sir. The poll that you're looking at on the screen, if you're wondering, is only from September 24, 2023. So it's quite outdated. I don't want people to be
yes, I'm
confused.
focused on. I'm focused on.
No, I just wanted to speak to the audience for a second, sir. Sorry.
Yes.
They are looking at something on the screen that says the 51%. So just back to your point that it might just be an outdated poll from Washington Post and ABC at the time, which was months ago. But go ahead, sir. I wanted to.
If you check Bloomberg's poll last week, up to this last weekend, Joe Biden has shot into the lead. And anyway, from what we knew about them polls in America in the past, they can be off the point. After all, they were awarding him all kinds of laurels before the elections were concluded the last time. At the end of the day, the people were right and Donald Trump was trounced. I suspect that is what is going to happen right now. And what is more, this week will open with criminal charges in 2 New York courts. How he shuttles between the two, every attempt at delaying, is a master at delaying and disrupting the process. These things are not American. The things he's been doing, the way he's been talking from both sides of the mouth, Donald Trump, very, very un-American. And this is why you see Americans coming out, steaming like we own this country and we don't want any lousy or individual with crazy ideas coming near our White House. This is what the election is going to be about.
Sorry to interrupt you again. So I'm looking at, I've shown another poll because you mentioned Bloomberg poll, right? I'm showing another poll to the audience on the screen that says swing state voters who say Biden or Trump are too old, because you mentioned Bloomberg, but that's what came up. And this one is showing that 82% think that Biden is too old, 47% think that Trump is too old. Can you speak to that, sir?
Well, even when that was the in thing, that poll is not even something that is as recent as last week. When the speech, the State of the Union speech given by Mr. Biden was able to blunt out all that claim. You saw how agile he was. You saw the way he was reeling out things from memory and how he connected with the screen, the prompter that was assisting him to make it, and he laid it out that he was super extraordinary than Donald Trump. So that is only in the past. At the moment, you see the agility of Joe Biden. It compares with that of a youth. And
really?
Yes. It is not about
Chief,
the
that
look.
Is a stretch. That is a stretch.
It's not about the look now. You are not focusing on his age. Look at the age of the ideas.
The ideas.
Listen, look at the age of ideas being proposed by Donald Trump, and look at the idea of the age in which we live, to which Joe Biden has firmly connected. This is the point I'm making.
All right.
I'm not taking out. I mean, on a good day, I would root for a youth, but you still cannot discountenance the wisdom of our old people.
You're absolutely okay. So I would definitely agree with you in terms of ideas. The age of the idea,
the age of the idea. So you want to make America great again, yet you want us to go back to Jim Crow. You want us to go back to segregation.
That sounds like confusion.
Yes. Then you come on screen. They're talking of abortion, and then you lie barefacedly insulting women. You see, I don't like to champion the cause of women, but women are able to champion their own causes in a definitive way. Look at the big lie he told last week that, this thing is beyond abortion. They even want to be killing your children after birth. Can you imagine that? No. That is some crazy thoughts right there. You don't throw that kind of stuff on the public and think the public would not red flag you. That is errant,
All right. All right, cool. Let's leave it at that. You've done a fantastic job again. I kind of push against you a little stronger there, but
It is all right.
you hold your,
It's
you
all
hold
right.
your own.
I
You hold
love
your
I
own.
love it when you try to advocate. That makes us balance. But people will understand that in our community, as African immigrants, as Americans, we are not
Right.
dummies. And like you said last week, we are not even Dundee United. Apologies to the Dundee United Football Club in
Now we know.
UK.
But let me touch this before we leave this particular topic, right?
Yes, sir.
Again, the I'm noticing more so among the Black Americans, which obviously includes Nigerians and a lot of Africans. I'm noticing that they're starting to question the motive of the Republican, the DNC, and their seeming entitlement, thinking that automatically the vote of the Black American or minority must go to the DNC. There's a sense of entitlement start to push out. Have you noticed that? Or what do you have to say to this?
Yeah, that is not particularly true. Prior to the coming of the later President John F. Kennedy, before he was assassinated, he had firmly connected with African American civil rights leaders and groups. And don't forget, in those days, the way the FBI used to profile and go after people like the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So over time, the Democratic Party showed up. They showed up for African Americans in this country. They gave them an uplift, and African Americans were able to respond. You know, if we go into that, it is really wide. But let African Americans not think that there's a sense of entitlement. No. Otherwise, it would translate to what the Yorubas would call Ojo Orepe Ashiwere Gbagbe. You know, yes, these things, they look so distant, but only few years back, the black man will be told to be at the back of the line, and you cannot even share the same seat with a fellow American white until Rosa Parks, remember, famously said, "My feet is tired." Don't look at the grammar. Just said, I've simply had it up to this point. Look at the marches, how people were killed. A youth was brutally assassinated because they accused him of whistling at a white lady. And so this is the past that looks so alluring, so inviting, so enticing, so glorious to people like Donald Trump. So if African Americans now have forgotten where we're coming from, and then they want to connect to, I call it Stockholm Syndrome. Somebody has tormented your life, yet you look up to him as somebody that has given you so much grace. This conversation extends beyond that, and we cannot pump up the bigotry. But let us look at the two individuals on the ballot, Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Somebody looks better to me, and somebody looks kind of ugly.
Wait, what was the last word? Somebody look kind of what?
Yeah, I said between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, somebody looks better, and that is Joe Biden, and somebody looks ugly. That would look to me like a Donald Trump. He has now stopped all kinds of insults on immigrants, on African Americans. Place. We can't repeat those things because we know we are a great people, and we will not allow anybody to put us down. You know,
it will be interesting to know. It will be interesting to know the opinion of the people that will watch this video now or later. Please do the needful. Share your comments, share your opinions, your additional context to these conversations. We would appreciate that. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow. And we've got some more to cover. We'll be back in 20 seconds.
where our correspondent Kelly Egiga is standing by to give us an update of what is happening around. Hello, Kelly. It's good to have you. What is going on at the moment?
Right, Anne, Jeff and Heide, good morning. Nigerians, precisely our location is the very popular.
Somehow a good thing, somehow not so good, especially because we know that you have employed over 3,000 staff who will be affected by this. How do you really feel about this demolition?
Well, it's very difficult to describe because let me try to create the sentiment from it. So Landmark is a business I started 27 years ago. I started it in Europe, went to America, came into Africa, and made a debut in Nigeria in 2003. And we bought this site in 2007, so a good 17 years ago. Over the period of time, we sold our European and American business, introduced all the money into Nigeria. I have borrowed and raised capital in excess of $100 million. So it's my life's work. So there's that emotional part to it. And that's quite painful because I'm back to Nigeria all the way. So to do that, I've received thousands of calls from people and goodwill messages, people I don't know. I've had 3 presidents in Africa call me. I've had 2 former presidents. It's painful. Having said that, this is something we'll recover from for the simple reason that, we are having discussions.
All right, so maybe you can bring us up to speed with this conversation. This is about the Lagos-Calabar coastal highway.
That's got to do with the routing of the 700-kilometer east-west road,
right.
And the portion somewhere in Lagos where they said some interest will be affected, and the minister has come. The Minister of Works has come on television, on national TV, last week to say that not quite so, and that maybe this individual is trying to, he's trying to, to raise dust where none ought to. Well, I do not have a 360 degrees understanding of the contradictions involved at this moment. But what I can say is that, going to Nigeria is our land of birth for some of us. We so much love the country, and in trying to go back there to do business, we had our fingers burnt. Yes, very difficult. A thing to say. Even when you go to the law court and you get restraining order against the government in Nigeria, because Nigeria is a place where strong men are in charge instead of strong institutions. Such rulings, such injunctions, whether perpetually or in the interim, saying the government of Nigeria should not do this, are hardly respected. And I'm saying this as somebody who put in some sizable amount of money, sometimes borrowed from family, friends, or some hard savings. And then they will come. So the minister has promised that, he does not think that the construction would affect this individual's business.
But it's going to affect interest. They're going to demolish. That is a fact at this point, right? I mean, I don't think it's...
but the minister is saying, it's just going to be about the coastline, and expressing feelings about what some traditional ruler, a traditional ruler feels, and some violence and all that. But I suspect from the tone, and as somebody who has experienced this before in Nigeria, this is going to be really hard for this Nigerian individual who has brought in so much money from abroad to initiate that kind of investment in Nigeria now is going to be demolished.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot relate with the pain. When it happened to me, when the administration of the late Governor Akeredolu did that to my media center in Akure, it was really bad. Even now we are still in court. They never respected what the court said. They went in there with their son, Babajide, and they took over the operation. Even I had a duly signed contract with the property, what's it called? The property agency run by the state government. In spite of that subsisting and legitimate contract, Chastity Loye, the Attorney General of the state, in active connivance with Babajide Akeredolu and all those strong people, they displaced me. They mauled down my investment there. They were not looking at the fact that, oh, how did this blind man raise the money to do what he was doing there? They did not look at the interest being catered to in terms of young people that were given jobs. So here, since I do not have a total understanding of what is involved, and we don't want to be speculative, Ola, what we will encourage the government of Nigeria to do is to make sure that they work out the details, fine-tune the edges, make sure that this man, remember, is just a private business owner.
Yeah,
they should make sure that
let me even bring you a little bit up to speed. Maybe this could help a little bit. The Chief Executive Officer of Landmark Africa Group, Paul Onwuanibe, has stated that the construction of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway may not affect the Landmark Beach Resort. He said this on his official X, formerly Twitter account, addressing growing public concerns and media scrutiny regarding the highway construction and its potential effect on Landmark's beach operations. Now, another report here says 15.6 trillion naira project without including cost of railway is a highway to fraud. Atiku knocks Umahi. I wanted to
Dave Umahi is the Minister of Works.
Minister of Works. Okay. Yes.
See,
so
if you look at
knocking that.
Let me tell you, if you look at the logic of the argument and submission of Dave Umahi last week on national television, he was practically saying that certain measure of of land stretching to the Atlantic by international law would automatically belong to the government of the Federation of Nigeria. That to me signals the fact that whether this man has invested a lot, whether he entered into that place, if the acquisition was genuine or otherwise, they have made up their mind. They will do what they want to do. That is the way they operate. And when they accuse those of us abroad of having no good job, doing nothing good other than maybe menial jobs, something Nigeria cannot even provide for us, that it is when we get tired and we are lonely and miserable, that is when we put our hands on the keyboard and do all kinds of social media content and what have you, that we don't love Nigeria. We love Nigeria. We want the country to prosper. We want the citizens to do well. But when the signals that come from there shows that that country has enacted a law against 419, and yet the mode of operation by the country and its leaders point out to a 419 mentality, what do you want us to say? What do you want us to say? You know? And people would have to be cautious, because all that we say now, they will not look at the merit of our analysis. When we come to Nigeria, what they want to do is to sit us down, question, and probably charge us to court for treason or what have you.
Really?
How do you think you can? Oh yes. How do you think you can run a country like that?
Anything stupid? Yeah, I know.
How do you know, it happened to me before. It happened to many other people, many of my colleagues before.
We know.
When they had to put us on the watch list of DSS or SSS, whatever they call the organization, just because we reported on the sickness and eventual death of President Umaru Yar'Adua. No country runs like that. You give your what's it called, your citizens so a huge stretch in terms of mental health, not telling them the truth at all times. I think they will be truthful. I think they will be transparent how they handle this matter between Landmark Investment and the federal government of Nigeria. Everybody is praying for the government of Nigeria to succeed, but they must go about it with integrity and honesty.
Absolutely. All right, good. Thank you so much for that. Do us a favor, leave your comments, your opinions. Let us know what you think about this. And then we'll see you. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow us as well. We'll see you in about 20 seconds.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Yesterday, we reported to you what some lawmakers said when they had a press conference, saying that they want Mr. Damagum, who is the acting national chairman of the PDP, to leave. If not, about 60 of them are ready to exit the People's Democratic Party. And one of those lawmakers was here on the program yesterday talking about what they will do with allegations against Mr. Damagum, the implication on the PDP and the future of the party. And of course, who is going to then now take over from Mr. Yocha Ayu, who has a lot of court cases on his hand. So let's talk about these and some of the issues relating to the state of the nation. Chief Sowunmi, former governorship aspirant in Ogun State and a chieftain of the PDP, joins me live here in our Abuja studio. Thanks so much indeed for joining us.
Nice to be here, Sean. How are you?
And when you watch yesterday...
All right, we're not going to get into that. Basically, the highlight of this is that Sowunmi is expressing disappointment with Obasanjo, Jonathan, and a few. So what's going on with PDP, sir? Is PDP going to be a thing of the past? I think a lot of people are praying for that.
That really will be sad. That really will be sad, because for us to have sustainability and continuity in terms of the democracy that we currently enjoy in Nigeria, then whoever is wishing or has that kind of death wish for PDP.
Yeah, but really, we have LP, sir. We have LP. LP.
Yeah, LP. The Labour Party is a recent phenomenon. Oh, pardon me when I say that. Because remember, the former governor Olusegun Mimiko of Ondo State was voted into office in Ondo State,
right,
on the platform of the Labour Party.
Correct.
And he did fantastically well. There certainly must be certain things he did not do right, but I would score Mimiko close to 75% in terms of connecting with the citizens, in terms of unleashing quantum of developmental projects. At the same time,
I would push that to 85%, since he's the only governor I've ever met in person ever out of Nigeria. I'll just push it to like maybe 87%. But go ahead.
Well, your personal your personal encounter with him may not really
may not carry weight.
But in terms of the substance of what he achieved while in office, what he used that office to do, some of which regrettably had to be rolled back, and the elements who did that are now replicating the same standard in their own domains. Look at the mega schools idea, the BA thing on healthcare. But this is not about Mimiko, it's about PDP.
Yes.
PDP is facing a serious and present threat of self-annihilation, if not serious implosion. And it should not get to the point that people will just want to jump boat. I do not think that people want to exit PDP because of its seeming intractable problems. It will be because of the usual Nigerian factor. Nigerians don't like identifying with losers. They don't wait for their own turn to use the ballot to correct the failings, if not outright failures, in the ruling party at any time. Everybody wants their party lose, or their parties lose at any given election. They just want to decamp en masse.
It's just another soccer game for them.
I'm telling you. They just move.
That's sad.
The average Nigerian politician is almost like a rolling stone, gathering no moss. Wherever it is happening, I think the prominent Ilawe Ekiti politician, Bode Olowokwo, who will call it Ilabe, you know, they always go to where it is happening. The party mentality, the vulture thing. Oh, okay, we find the carcass there. Let us descend.
There's food.
Yeah, that is the average Nigerian politician for you. But be that as it may, if Sowunmi is lamenting the attitude of Obasanjo and Jonathan, I share in his sentiment. Because in America, have you ever found Bill Clinton, Jimmy Carter, Obama distancing themselves from DNC after they have left office? Even as iconic and statesmanly as they are. These ones are saying, oh, we are out of office, we are now statesmen. Because of that, they don't want to be seen with their primary political constituency or platform. That is disgraceful. It shows something about them. They only viewed PDP as special purpose vehicle. You know, I respect former President Obasanjo a lot.
Are you disappointed in him too?
I am terribly disappointed in him. The day he staked that theater of the absurd, tearing his membership card of PDP, I looked at him. This man has just partly destroyed his own legacy.
Oh wow!
Instead of consolidating and making deepening that party, he assisted APC to rise. The way he threw up Obi the other day, endorsing Labour Party. Who does that? Same attitude with Jonathan. Jonathan could not come out boldly as a man. You know, I like Jonathan too, but his weakness is the fact of the sheepish smiles you get from him sometimes, and then all of us from this coastal state, there's something about this ogogoro smiles that we often display. When they were speculating that he was on his way to APC, he was not man enough to come out to say that no.
And denounce deny it.
Yes, I'm a PDP person. Repeatedly. And article that is a PDP stalwart. Often inconsistent. I do not understand the nature of the average Nigerian politician. If I tell you,
what you're describing is the nature of Nigeria.
No, there are still people there that are principled. There are people that are principled. For example, I love people who are ideologically driven and committed. That's one of the reasons.
That doesn't sound like Nigeria politics, sir.
You said?
That does not sound like Nigeria politics at all.
At the time, it used to be like that. But, you see, anyway, people deserve the kind of leadership they get, or leaders they get. Because when that political icon in any community comes home and it doesn't bring them largesse or loot, their own share of national cake, he is rejected and is ridiculed. I think that is, to some extent, a Nigerian political culture.
Yeah. I
Excuse
think
me.
that's what we're, take
Yes.
Do you need a second? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to sneeze, but
Go ahead and sneeze. It's okay.
yeah. So the deal is that yeah, Sowunmi is right. I often see his personal pains, his struggles, whenever he tries to project an opposition point of view to the party in power in Nigeria.
Right.
But one thing we all must agree on is that Nigeria needs a formidable opposition party. If anybody does anything or suggests anything to the contrary and wish that PDP would die, then such a person does not have, does not love history, does not have this knack for long staying power, and you cannot really say such a person indeed loves Nigeria. To that extent, Obasanjo
do you not trust LP to be that opposition party?
But look at the charades they've been involved in lately.
That's true.
Look at the charades they've been involved in. Like I said the other day, I suspect the hand of the ruling party in all this. PDP in trouble, NNPC under fire, LOP.
Yeah, but in my opinion, rightfully so, they should be looking to destroy the opposition.
That is not proper. When that happened during the Watergate scandal in America, the ruling party instigating and trying to spy and undermine opposition parties.
Not illegally, though. I didn't say. I'm not suggesting illegally.
Yeah, it will be irresponsible because the country will be weakened when you have a weak opposition parties like that. Yes, all this nonsense that you find lawmakers doing, turning themselves to be the extension of the executive arm. Where else does it happen? And you see the way Nigeria continues to slide into recession and all kinds of weak situations, just because people cannot really man up. People cannot really go beyond mundane issues and stand up for the nation. Stand up for the Constitution. Let accountability be the order of the day. Follow the money wherever it goes. When they tell you they are doing this, question their motive.
Follow the money means something else to other people.
Follow the money when they say they have appropriated. Listen, when they say they have appropriated trillions, they have appropriated billions. Monitor how the money is the money
follow
is spent.
That type of money. Got you.
Yes.
All right.
The clue concerning the intent and purpose, the spirit of what they are announcing to you, what they are promising you, is in following that money to a logical conclusion on what is being spent on. Some of them will use the public funds to carry ashawo and all kinds of stuff. Would use the money to do dandauda, which is gay culture in some places there. And they tell you that they are acting in the interest of the public.
Okay, all right, good. Let me do a quick shout out to Elizabeth Olayinka Omotayo. Thank you so much. She says, I think it's a she. This program is very informative and educative. Thank you so much. Do us a favor, hit the like button.
Our gratitude as well. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow so you're notified whenever we come here and drop videos or go live. We appreciate you so much. We'll be back in 20 seconds.
There you have it. That's a snippet from the video which emerged, recorded by the outgone or the impeached Deputy Governor of Edo State, Comrade Philip Shoabu. Well, just as that was happening in the House of Assembly, an event, a ceremony for the inauguration of the new Deputy Governor was going on at the Government House, just on the other side of the streets there, where Mr. Omobayo Godwins was being prepped to becoming the Deputy to Governor Godwin Obaseki. And so the 38-year-old engineer was eventually sworn in as a deputy governor. Let me allow you to listen to some of the natural sound from that event.
To the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So let's talk about this really quickly. The first thought that comes to my mind on this statement, I'm learning on the job. I won't drag power with Obaseki. To me, the first thing that comes to mind for me is Yali.
Oh, look at you. Yeah, they.
So tell me if I'm, again, I'm learning.
Yeah, but please, let's do justice to that proverb. Can we?
Yes, help me, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, this is under our pillow now these days. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the stick or the cane that was used to whoop or flog the senior wife or the first wife is kept somewhere, waiting to be used in dispensation of justice against the new wife or the latest addition or whichever.
Yep.
Anyway, right. So what you're saying in essence is that whatever happened between Philip Chuaibo and Governor Obaseki of Edo State may also repeat itself with the new deputy governor, Mr. Omobayo Marvelous Godwins. It is politics. And I remember the late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe granting an interview to the famous and fabulous British journalist, Elizabeth Blunt, as Nigeria was returning to democracy in 1979-80. And she asked if Nigerian politicians had learned anything after being shut out of power for 13 solid years uninterrupted, 1966 to 1979. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe said the Nigerian politician had learned nothing. I'm just paraphrasing. It was a lengthier statement than that. I mean, so that said, I cannot be, I won't expect anything to change with the governing team in Edo State. The way they played hard soccer against Comrade Adams Oshomole, the then governor, who was the boss to Obaseki. Philip, being a good altar boy in the priesthood, in the priesthood of Oshomole, you saw what Shuaibu did. How he turned against him and stuck with Obaseki. Obaseki has done, let me call, statewide tour in relating with people and ending up disappointing them or betraying them or treating them shabbily. It's not the first time that they would see a Nigerian leader criminalizing the ambition of his protege to rise. It's almost like the 11th commandment that thou shalt not flout or break in Nigeria. And you look at the order of the state laws of power. Number one, you cannot do not try to outshine your master. So the moment these people try
that's part of the 40
yes,
laws of power.
They all go to church. They encourage the vision of younger ones and just not that ambition, that vision. You will see the way people will come at you. Long drawn knives want to cut you to size. You saw it at work when Tinubu almost sacrificed his former chief of staff, Babatunde Raji Fashola, in Lagos at a point. Look at what they did to Ambode. We don't want you, we don't want you. It happened between Awolowo and Akintola. Kwakwaso and Gandoje in Kano. Look presently at the man who is now the FCC minister, former governor Jason Wike, against Fubara, the man he installed. He had thought it would be his puppet, but that guy said, well, I've cut my own political teeth. I want to win off your political breast. Look at what has been happening there. So the long and short of it is that the sun or the rain is pouring on the salt, and the Shia border is speaking a dance and celebration. But after that rain must have stopped, the sun will come with his biting heat and what have you. It will now be the turn of that Shia border. Is it going to be an interesting experience or not? So we congratulate Mr. or His Excellency Omobayo Marvelous Godwins. You should enjoy the moment. After all, it's just going to be old. Yeah, it's an interregnum. It's going to be a short transition period. Elections will soon be here, and who knows if it's going to carry over into the next administration. He's a young man, 38 years old. We wish him well, and we always want the young people to be involved. But for Philip Shuaibu, he needs rehabilitation. He's been badly bruised. I do not, yes, some people in his locality the other day, when out demonstrating, protesting, they would not want him to come back to APC. And he is like a political orphan at the moment. He will need that circle.
But these two shall last. These two
shall pass.
Shall pass. Yes, these two shall
I
pass.
hope it does. But he has a fight. He has a fight of his life on his end.
I remember FFK being a political orphan.
Yes,
I don't know what I thought about that person. But
you mean Femi Fani-Kayode?
Yes.
Well,
sometimes
in this
people
case,
are stranded for a minute.
Yeah, but in this case, what is urgently necessary is for him to go to court, challenge that process. Like I said, we can criticize the judiciary without being reckless. In Ondo State, you find a virile and strong judiciary that was able to put the late Governor Akeredolu in abeyance when he was not going about the removal of Agbola Alfred Ajayi in a constitutional way. Properly. The same thing happened when they tried the same kind of crap with the incumbent governor as deputy. They robbed him. Yes. And before I conclude on this topic, Ayedatiwa must be very careful.
Ayedatiwa, yes.
Yes, he must be very careful in Ondo State. The way he goes, and they point to him. We love him. We want him to succeed, but he has to proceed with caution. The way he goes to offices and identifies the enemies and executes enemies list. But I've been told that he's a good man, and that if one looks carefully, some of those civil servants would have to actually be hissed out because they behaved in a manner that suggested that they had become entrenched and deeply partisan. So that said, we go back to the issue of Edo State. Mr. Omobayo Marvelous Godwin must proceed with caution as well, because this is governance. If he appears too soft and jelly, We are not saying that he should go in rebellion against his principle, but he should remember that he is a man. He's a youth.
He needs.
He should not do anything.
Are you trying to say he needs a spine?
He has to grow. He has to grow some. He has to man up. Yeah, he needs some spine. Thank you.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for another fantastic session. I appreciate you, sir. Like, share, subscribe, follow, leave us your opinions. Okay, we want to know what you think. Do you have a last word for the show, sir? We're rounding up.
Oh yeah, just to express our gratitude to folks out there, the way they have sacrificed time, resources to stick with us, and then let nobody try to rubbish what we do as a form of junk or whatever. It is not. This, takes some passion. It takes so much energy. It takes a lot of professionalism, and all we can wish for is a better world, is a world in which people do not pick quarrels with journalists for doing or playing their part as recommended by the Constitution. When people do that, you beam the light on them. It is often their hatred for the media is often because it's born out of that weakness that, these people have something to hide. You have seen it in the case of Mr. I don't want to mention anybody's name at this point. And as individuals, we must be able to appreciate what people, are doing, celebrate them. If you cannot do that, just shut it up. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all. We'll see you on the next one, and peace.